Hello, Bootcamp. Creator Bootcamp is live day 2. Welcome. Okay, today we are covering email marketing in Kajabi. Okay, so yesterday, I know it was a long session. We went over the expectations of the bootcamp, what we're going to do during the bootcamp, what you're going to learn. And we even ran into some glitches, which we were able to fix right away, right on the spot. So all good there. Today, we are talking about email marketing once again. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay, so just to quickly recap, yesterday again we set up Kajabi account which connected the custom domain. I hope you did not have any issues with the domain. We created a page. We created one page, but it was kind of like 3-in-1, right? Just to get the things off the ground. And if you need to recreate the pages and have them like more like separate pages, you know how to do it by duplicating pages. But we basically created link in bio, coming soon, and that was the beginning of our freebie funnel. And we also covered a little bit on how to use AI within Kajabi, which is the AI assistant is called AIMA, right? Okay, so today let's dive in. We are email marketing. So some things here. Okay, perfect. All right. And yesterday we also kind of did the recap, right, on the funnel. So what happens, what funnel is and what happens during the funnel stages. So we have exposure, we have opt-in page. That's where people, your potential customers, so leads, can put in their information, what they see after they enter the information in the form, and how they can get their freebie delivered to their inbox. So today we are going to be working in this area in the email campaigns. Okay, so today we will be talking about email sequences and broadcasts and what the difference. I'm going to explain the difference between those two. Email templates and how they can actually save you a lot of time. And then we are going to create a 10-part email sequence and explain why we need that. And it doesn't have to be 10 emails. It can be less or more. And then I'm going to show you how to send regular emails and how to use A/B testing in Kajabi, which is one of the newer features, right? And of course, it's still, if you are watching this video before November 11th, 2024, you can get locked in at 50% off on any Kajabi plan, which will on average save you around $70 to $100 a month for your first year, for your first 12 months. If you're watching this after November 11th, when the promotion already ended, then at the minimum, you will be getting a 30-day free trial that's available to you at any time. So regardless of the promotions, 30 days to try Kajabi for free, which is typically a value of $200, just to try it out, to see if it's a good fit for your business. And following all the bootcamp videos, these tutorials, you will be able to set up a lot of things like within first week. Okay, so check out my website at www.solositesolutions.com/Kajabi. All right, without further ado, let's dive into email marketing. Okay, so I am back in a Kajabi account. And let's go back here. I'm going to the dashboard. So why do we, let's talk about the email marketing and why do we need it as online business owners, and why we just can't, send irregular emails from our own email, right? Why do we need to use a system for it? Well, if we are talking scalability and growth, imagine having, hundreds and thousands of email contacts or the contacts and email addresses that you have to keep track of, and have to send one-on-one emails. That would be very time consuming and just very inefficient, right? Also, if you are just relying on social media, excuse me, then I'm sure you've had those days when you open Instagram or Facebook app and it's just down, right? You see the black screen or a white screen, nothing's working, everything's glitching and loading. Having your own email list puts you in control of your audience. We're not relying on social media anymore. You have full control of who you can email, who is on, what kind of emails you're sending, how you communicate, how you choose to communicate, and all that. So, and in fact, you also may be asking, well, the Kajabi may go down. The whole systems may go down. But yes, that is true. There's always a chance. However, from Kajabi, if you look at the Kajabi specifically status of all of the operational systems, they have 99.9 active, or what it's called, uptime, right? There's 0.01% downtime, I think, or like 0.1% downtime throughout all the years. So, and also even if you're very concerned about not being able to access your email list, you can always actually export it and get a hard copy, or get a copy on your computer, or even print it out if you needed to. So there's always more control for you of your email list. Okay. So now let's go back for a minute to our agenda for today's training. So let's talk about email sequences and email broadcasts. Let me take you back here to Kajabi and navigate to marketing, and then email campaigns right here. With the brand new accounts, you will be prompted to create an email broadcast or email campaign. Well, they will call, email sequence. They will call email campaigns. So by clicking on get started, you will see email broadcast, email sequence. In short, email broadcast, it's a pretty much one-off email. You may have heard terms like a blast, email blast, just an email or one-off email, right? Those are the broadcasts. Email sequence, on the other hand, it's the series of emails that can be either scheduled or set on specific days to be sent out to your subscribers, depending on the time and date they signed up for your email list. So they opted in for a freebie. So this can be, email sequence can really be just one email, or it can be 30 emails, 50 emails over 1 year, for example, over 1 month, over 10 days. The schedule, you really decide when to send your emails. So to kind of follow up with what we did yesterday during the first day of the bootcamp, when we created a freebie, right? And we set up one automation. If you remember, we did the one automation. We did not do the email sequence. We set up an automation where we, after the form submission, we are sending kind of like automated email with the content link, right? The link or the attachment to our freebie. So today, I'm going to show you like an expanded version of what you can do once somebody signs up for your freebie, is to send them a follow-up email sequence. So now, as far as what to send, you may be asking, like, what do I send? I have no idea. What do I say in those emails? The answer is, it's really up to you. You get to decide. Again, I will say it probably many times throughout the bootcamp. This is your playground. You get to decide how you want to communicate with your customers. Today, we will be covering a 10-part email sequence to sell your offer. However, it doesn't have to be a sequence where you sell something. It can be just a sequence or a series of emails where you simply send informational emails. Just imagine somebody comes to your door, asks for a cookie, right? A freebie. You give them a cookie, and then you want to have a conversation. Just this is your chance to have a conversation with your prospective client. Okay, so look at it that way. Again, you get to decide how long those sequences are going to be. They can be just 3 emails, maybe say over 1 week, say informational introduction and whatnot, about you, about maybe your story, something, how you got there, how you can help, what you do now, and all that. So let's work with the email sequence, and I will show you the shortcuts of how to use it by creating templates. Okay, and then after that, we will dive into putting in a 10-part email sequence. Okay, so once you click on the email sequence, give it a title. Just let's title it Welcome Sequence. Or you can type sequence. You can title it something else, like maybe new subscribers. Again, whatever makes sense to you. And while that's happening, I'm going to have a sip of my hot tea. Now, you will be given a choice of quite a few templates. And again, templates, like, they are your friends. They will make your life so much easier and save you a lot of time. So here you can choose the email template and just look at it as okay, this is just the easier way for you to customize your email. Again, we will be changing all the text, we will be changing all the images. This is just the structure, but also keep in mind that every structure can be, you can remove everything and you can rebuild everything, okay? So you can definitely start from scratch. I think there's a simple text. I think it would be simple text where there's just pretty much 1 or 2 sections. But if you do like any of the templates, just pick one. Pick one. Let's go ahead and just start with. Let's start with this one, and call it again Welcome, or you can say. You can even title, this is a kind of like a back-end title. This is not what your customers or your subscribers are going to see. This is just the title for the back-end, so you know. And what I typically do, I usually put a number and shortly what it is about. Like, say, number 2 will be something like, number 2, my story, and then so far and so on, right? Okay, so we are going to just name it, because it's a brand new account, so we have to, just initially set up many things that will serve us later and save us a lot of time later. Okay, so from here, what we are going to do, we're going to change day 1 to day 0. And what that means, day 1 and day 0. Day 1 is considered the next day after somebody signs up for a freebie, for your email list, newsletter, doesn't matter what it is. So it's the following day. If I were to sign up, say today at 9 a.m., day 1 email, the scheduled day 1 email will be sent tomorrow, okay? In order for me to receive an email, like, say, if you want to send a confirmation right away, that would have to be day 0, which you can actually see it right here, will be sent immediately after someone subscribes to your email sequence, okay? And the trigger to subscribe to this email sequence will be form submission in particular. Okay, there's many triggers that you can set. You can subscribe to an email sequence when, say, somebody purchases your offer, right, or buys something from you, or maybe completes a lesson in your product already. That's kind of like, later. But the most common one is subscribe to email sequence when, say, somebody signs up for your freebie. That's the most common one. So if we want to send an email right away, it has to be day 0. Okay, so we're gonna keep it there. Okay, I'm not sure what that thing is. The little dot, probably like recording or something. I'm not sure. All right. So then on the subject, again, we just decide what we want to put in here. And to make life easier and just to save us time, I went ahead and worked with Emma today a little bit and asked her, I'll show you right here. So I put in this prompt. Again, this is a very basic prompt. I highly recommend to put in some more information about you, about your services, maybe your story or what you do. So it will give you, if you need help, if you like running out of ideas, what to put in your emails, right? So this is what it came up with. And like say, for example, we want to send an email, the very first one with the content delivery, say our freebie, right? So we will, I'm just gonna go ahead and copy and paste everything here. So we have, I'm going to, so you will also see that there's a preview text, and you will want to put something in the preview text. It just makes kind of like a preview of the email. It can be something that's not in the email, or oftentimes if it makes sense, I'll just copy and paste the first sentence or a sentence from the first paragraph of the email, or something. You can actually put something more intriguing, so like something that's I would say catchy, that people will want to click and read your email actually. So we're going to do that. And I'm just going to go ahead and copy the whole email. And over here, we're going to click on edit content. And I'm going to copy and paste that verbiage right here. And we're going to change a few things because this is not quite how it's going to work. Okay, so I'm just going to save it for now, but we will come back to this just in a second. I just wanted to get the copy in the email. So now we will be customizing our email to pretty much to be able to reuse it in the future. So we are going to put in some settings that we want to be in every email. Okay, so I'm just going to go click on settings and click on typography first. If you have specific fonts you would like to use, that's where you would want to change them. Some email clients like Outlook, I think maybe some Apple devices may not recognize your font. So it will just default to just the basic fonts. But many email clients actually will receive the email with the fonts that you put in there. So again, this is all up to you. However, what fonts you want to use. There's plenty to choose from on the body and the heading. You can also choose the heading line height, which is the distance between the rows of the email. Let's see. Then you can choose what background you want to have for your emails. I personally like it simple, so you always change it to just white, the background, and the body text is black. Again, just keep it simple. And this one is, we want probably change it to the white here. And it's this little view in the web browser. So we are going to change it to something like this and then hit save. Now, this is pretty much like a basic customization of our email. Then we're gonna go back to sections and start customizing. So typically what I do with the emails, I put image on the top, or that would be a logo. So let's go ahead and select, just select the logo. I will use one of my old logos for the site. Just don't judge, okay? Because it might be a little ugly. See if it's a better quality. Okay, that's not very good quality. Let me try again here. Just grab a better size. Right here. Okay. This is my old logo. Okay, there you go. So, and from here, once it's loaded, you can actually change the size, because I kind of want it to be more of maybe like longer, like this. Oops. You can select it just like that. Save. And this one is a transparent, I believe. Okay. So the first thing I want my subscribers to see is a logo of my my brand. If you want to make it smaller, you can come back. You can go down to desktop layout, and under that tab you will see width, and you can make it like, say, 200 pixels. It's too small, maybe like 400. So you can adjust all that. You can adjust the alignment, left, right, center. So let's keep it in the center. Now to kind of get rid of that blue, and again, because we chose this template, we have to like make a few customizations. It may have been easier if we just chose start kind of from scratch, or select the one that has only 1 or 2 sections. Again, less work to like do the for the initial customization. So just gonna select this block, and on the left-hand side, scroll down to background, and you see how this color is blue. So we are going to change it to white. Again, I would keep it simple, keep it, easy to read and all that. So I would not, unless you want to have something very, very, maybe there's a promotion or something specific, a special going on. Otherwise, I would just keep it simple, and it's just easier to read on mobile. Again, usually the colorful emails I see that are often used for product-based businesses, when you need to showcase your product, when you need to showcase, maybe make it more popping. For the online businesses, typically, the more simple, the better. That's from my experience. All right, so we're going to click back here, and I'm going to delete this because this is not how variables work in Kajabi. For that, we will just need to click on personalized and click on first name. So that's now it will say, dear, whatever the first name. So Nadia, welcome aboard. As promised, here's your exclusive access to the say checklist. And again, this is all the information that I put in there, and obviously it has all the prompts and all the verbiage in accordance with the prompts that I put in earlier. Okay, so we are going to do this, just kind of remove all of them extra spacing. And again, if there's something that you don't like, you are free to remove that. You can just click, I don't really need, maybe like oftentimes I will not be using this layout, the say, image and a text, right? Most of the time. I may do it sometimes, but I can always edit. So I am going ahead and just delete it and delete all of these. And I'll show you why. I'm just gonna want you to not to be afraid to delete things, because you can always add whatever you need to add. So if you need, so this is our template. So think of the elements that most of the time you will be using. Again, you can add and remove as much as you can, as much as you want. But like say on this one, I know I will be using text blocks for sure, buttons, and maybe here and there I will be using just one image, right? So you can add an image. And for the footer, I would also recommend, so if we click on the footer, I would also recommend changing background to white, changing text to like maybe grayish on the layout, And if you want, you can drop the footer a little lower just by adding the padding. 50 and save. Oh, didn't change. Background text. There you go. Perfect. All right. So okay. So also most likely I will be talking. I'm going to have some text. I'm going to have some buttons, maybe image here and there, and probably I'm going to have another text block down below. So I'm going to add that. Just copy and paste. And I want to also add social icons. So basically the links to your social media accounts. I personally like black and white, again, more simple, or white and black, like this. Okay. And again, this is a template. We're not done here yet. And over here, I'm gonna have, and what you can do for the template, again, you can say, and just kind of like a prompt to yourself, enter text here. Again, we're not sending it to anywhere yet. And I'm gonna duplicate it again and bring it up here. And I'm going to rename this block and call it a signature. That signature, oh goodness. Signature. And this is not gonna change. This is always gonna be there. Like I'll say best, say Nadia, right? Okay. All right. So this is our template. Again, you can even here you can put in like a dummy text like lorem ipsum or something, so you have to change it. Again, this is a template. This is something that we can reuse. Also for the button, you can adjust how the look of the button if you want to say have square corners or round corners or the color. So this is you don't have to change it every time. You don't have to recreate the same thing over and over again. Okay, so maybe like your brand colors, I think we established it more like brown and reddish and orange. So maybe we will want it to have it like this. Remove Kajabi just in case it doesn't go to Kajabi. And we can even say, again, this is mostly like prompts to yourself. Enter text here. Okay, and we're going to save it. So now we're going to exit out. And you see how it says over here, save as template. So that's what we're going to do, save as template. And we can title it something like general email. It all doesn't matter. Again, you can create as many templates as you would. Oh, actually, no, you can create up to 30 templates, which is still plenty. Okay, so we have it as a template. So now let's go back to email campaigns right here. And up here now you will see manage templates. And you will see your templates first. And then, this is I'm sorry, this is 25. Still, again, plenty of templates to create. And here you can duplicate template and maybe change some things up. Maybe there's an email that you will be sending for some other purposes, maybe promotional. You want it to be more, standing out. Again, create some templates as you need to. But for now, one is plenty. Okay, so let's go back to email campaigns, back to our email sequence. And so this is our welcome. And pretty much want to make sure that we are customizing our first email, right? So this is our first email on day one. Again, right now, it's not attached to anything. There's no triggers set. It's just we're kind of like creating just a shell, or we're creating just the content for, and then we will determine what we want to trigger it to, okay? So just make sure all of the links are working. And another thing that you can do, again, is you could see that I could just duplicate blocks, right, or the sections. So let's say if you want to say, bring this button up, but keep this text, what you can do is just duplicate this section, bring the button is already there. Go back to the first block, delete this text. The button is now up. So basically it says that this checklist is your first step forward on the online business. And you can say just click below to download, right? Download. And then we say here, down. Sorry, my spelling is not good today. Download here. And then on the link action, we will, if you already have a say link, like say from your Google Drive, or you already have it somewhere stored, you can just add the link here. If you do not, then you can upload file right from here. So download file, and then just click on pick a file and download it. So it will gonna be attached to your email. Again, it doesn't matter where it's stored really. So I'm just gonna leave it as a URL. Say pretend we already have a file somewhere and we're attaching it here. And then for this one in particular, I don't necessarily need an image. I'm going to, instead of deleting it, I can hide it. And then I'm going to bring the duplicated block all the way up to the button. So right under the button. And I'm going to remove, because this is going to be duplicated. So I'm going to remove everything that comes before my next paragraph right there. And this is additional text. If you want to say something else, we can. If not, it's like, well, this is pretty much everything I wanted to say in this email. So you just can go ahead and delete this block. Again, all of the blocks can be duplicated, so it's quite easy. And the signature just, again, remains the same. Make sure that this is coming from the template. So we just make sure that all of the social media accounts are linked. Again, just we need to change this to yours. And then save. And this is our first email. Okay. Now, in our email sequence, again, since we're going to be creating a 10-part email sequence, in our welcome email sequence, the next step would be is to add next email. And that will be, we would click on add new email. And then your template that we just created, right, will be on top of all of the templates to choose from. So we already have our colors, we already have our fonts there, the layout or preferred layout, I would say. So we're just going to be reusing our template. Now we will click on Get Started. And again, this is the internal title for your email. So we're going to say number 2. And the number 2 email, for example, will be about my story. Right. Again, we're trying just to have a conversation here with our emails, right? When people subscribe, we gotta continue our conversation. Click on Create, and it will bring you to this area. And here's where we just need to make a few adjustments. Now we need to decide. Okay, so say today is Monday, for example. Today is Monday. Somebody signs up on Monday. We send them an email. Number 1, which is day 0, right? Immediately. So I sign up today, I get an email today. Now, when do I want for the second email to be delivered to my subscriber? And day number 1 will be the next day, which is Tuesday in our case, if somebody signs up on a Monday. Or I want to maybe wait a couple more days and send it on a Wednesday, which will be day 2. Okay. So again, Monday would be day 0 if somebody were to sign up on Monday. Tuesday will be day 1. Wednesday will be day 2. So that's okay. Okay, day 2 sounds good. Then for the time, 9 o'clock in the morning, and that will default to your time zone. So I'm in California, so that will be Pacific time zone. And just click on Save. Now, let's go back to our second email about my story. And I will just go ahead and copy and paste here. We'll just put in the subject. Say, if you, again, I highly discourage you to just copy and paste from any AI chats. Always adjust it to sound like you, to your voice. So the journey behind, say, solo site, say the company, right? Okay, my spelling today is not so good. So was it. And for the preview text, again, I'm just gonna grab the first sentence, but you are welcome to put in something else. And then click on edit content. And then come back to your email. I would even leave this one, just leave it out because we don't even need it. So we don't have to change it because we already have that. We already have this part. And I am going to just copy and paste, make sure that everything is good here. Again, the story, whatever you need to put here, maybe not. Maybe now you do want to add an image. Maybe you want to add, I'm just gonna add here, maybe this picture of you, how you started, maybe like a picture of you, 5 years ago, that's where you were, but that's where you now, or your brand, really just have a conversation. Just pretend that you are showing maybe an album to, of your childhood to somebody who just asked, came to your house and asked for a cookie, right now you have a conversation with them. Again, everything, all of the sections and blocks drag and drop. So you can bring this one up, you can bring this one up, and say you add something else here, just adjust. You can also, this is also treated as any regular text editor. You can select the word, so one word or the whole paragraph, and make it bold, italic, underline. So if you want to highlight something, you can use different colors. Again, this is all just like in a regular text editor. And but as far as the button, maybe in this email you don't really need any buttons, so you can either delete it or hide it. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete it. And if you do need to use it, or if you want to add something else to it, this is the sections you can insert in your email. And I'm just gonna go ahead and hit save. And now we have second email. Then come back to our welcome sequence. So now we have email that's gonna go out right away. And then on day 2 at 9 a.m. of your time zone. And we are going to repeat this process 8 more times if your email sequence has 10 emails in it. Okay, again, click on new one, enter. Here I'm going to put in 3. I'm going to come back. Let's say you already have everything ready. Copy and paste from your approved copy. Create. Now we have, so day 3, just again, by default, this number will be the next after your last email, right? So it was day 2, now day 3. Again, maybe I wanted to send it on day 5, just give them a little break, send day 5, and I want to send it at 3 p.m., for example. Save, same process. You would just come back to your copy that you have created. This is a preview. This is my subject. Save, come back here, edit your content just like we did before. Add anything you need to add, any links, any buttons. Make sure that all of the links are working, and also as a the double check, right? The double check that everything is working. You can either click on preview here, and that's on any email, and just kind of read through as a from the user perspective. Then check all the buttons that they're all working. Or as another option, if you want to see exactly what it looks like in the email, you would just come back to this area again and click on send test email. That's where it will send to your email that you signed up Kajabi for. Okay, so I'm gonna click on save. And so I will not be going through all of the rest of the emails, but you get an idea, okay? So you can decide the frequency of your emails, the time of the day you want to send it. It can be all in the morning, it can be all in the afternoon. It's really up to you. And it's also really up to you on how many emails you want to send. But let me take you back to my AIMA assistant and kind of show you the structure of all of the emails. So like in this, for example, in this particular case, I asked Emma to create a 10-part email sequence. Let's go back to our prompt. Create a 10-part email sequence for my new subscribers who opt in for my free online biz checklist, and follow the below schedule. So number one, we're going to be sending content, right? So we will be delivering what they sign up for. And number two, I want to tell my story. And number three, I want to provide some either tip about business or about my niche. And number four, say same thing, maybe about provide value. So a tip or something that they can apply again in your niche, right? And number five, again, and this structure is really it's because it's a 10-part email. That's why in number five, it's the first time, and that's like probably going to be a week or day 7, right? Day 7 or 8 after the initial email. On day, say 7, I'm going to send my email where I am mentioning my offer for the very first time. So as you can see, I didn't do it in the first one, and the second one, the third one, or even the fourth one. First, I want to make sure that I introduce myself, I tell my story, I provide value, and basically make friends, right? Make friends with my subscribers. And after that, I slowly can introduce my offers. Again, if you are completely new to this, you may actually stop right here on number 4 until you have something to offer, until you have a paid offer, okay? But say, considering I already do, so now I'm talking about my offer. And at number 6, I'm going to provide some testimonials from my past clients and see how, and show them and show my new subscribers how I was, say, able to help my clients and what results they achieved, right? And say number 7, I will be saying like, hey, this is the offer. If you want to jump in, I have a special pricing, but it's only available, say, for the next few days. And then we're going to send a 48-hour reminder, 24-hour reminder, and on the number 10, just on the same day, say ends tonight. Okay. So again, this is the structure. You can come up with your own structure. In fact, you don't have to use AI or Emma or ChatGPT. If you have good writing skills, then of course you can write all the emails on your own. I personally need some push. I need some ideas, at least to go off of something. That's really helpful for me. Yeah. So, but this is the structure. Okay. Okay. So I think we pretty much covered everything that comes with the sequence creation. Now let's go back to something we created yesterday, and that was a form. Right? We did the website waitlist and the freebie. And now we can, as another automation, we can add automation when somebody opts in to our for our freebie. We want them to be subscribed to our email sequence. So on automation, you will set add automation and subscribe to an email sequence. If you have more email sequences, it will give you a list. For now, obviously, we only have one, so that will be a welcome sequence and save. So now, here's something that we want to fix, actually. As you remember, we also set up an email, the automated email, okay, that will deliver our freebie. We need to adjust either the sequence or the email, because if somebody were to sign up for a freebie right now, they will get 2 kind of similar emails, the same emails. So it's really up to you, however you want to deliver that first freebie. I don't see, there's a little bit of a technical difference how those emails go through, because this is considered like as a transactional automation. This one's considered as a marketing email. Again, neither of them is really right or wrong. It's really personal preference. I sometimes actually go back and forth depending on how I want to structure all the email sequences, all the emails. But just be sure to adjust either, and to adjust, I mean either remove delete this email, the automation, so form submitted, send an email, or adjust your very first email. So if you are keeping this email via automation, then come back to your sequence and delete this email that will go out automatically. The contact, the subscriber, still will be subscribed to this email sequence. However, the very first email that they will receive from this sequence will not happen until day 2. Okay? If we delete this one and just keep, let's say, 9 emails plus this one, so this one will be sent automatically right away, and this one will be sent on day 2. Okay? Again, you decide. There's no right or wrong of doing either way. Personal preference, honestly. Okay. So that's as far as the email sequence goes. And email sequence can be attached, again, to pretty much anything. Once you create an email sequence, just keep in mind it's not attached to anything. It's not, nobody's going to receive it. Nobody sees it. It's not going to trigger anything until you put some automations here. Okay. You can add, so let's say if you want to add a trigger, I want this email sequence, for example, to go when maybe another form is submitted. Maybe you have a similar freebie, right, that you may be experimenting with, but the idea, maybe the offer or the story or the whatever you want to communicate is the same. So you will just add this automation or this sequence to another form, okay? You can also, and that's something that we'll be talking about on day 4. It's about the offers, how to sell your products, the different types of products. And maybe you want to, maybe this email sequence kind of makes sense to add to when somebody purchases your offer. Okay, so it's really just kind of explore here. Don't be shy, don't be afraid to click buttons. But explore the automations, what can be triggered by what and what's going to happen. Okay. So now let's talk about one-off emails, which is the email broadcasts. So now we have email sequence. We need to say something that you want to, for example, send out once a week or occasionally, right? That would be your email blast. So you would go back to, again, to your email campaigns and click on new email campaign, and that will be email broadcast. Click on get started. And as you can see right here, we see our template that we just created. Of course, it's easier for me to just reuse this one because I already have a logo, I have fonts, I have all the buttons and colors. So I'm just going to reuse this one. And if I need to make some adjustments, and if I do need to make some, adjustments, even for the colors, I can always do that. But it's just easier for me not to put in all of the social media links and any of the logos and all that. So for example, I will be sending it. I want to send this email, say tomorrow morning, and to my email list, and call it welcome to my world, right? Or maybe you have an announcement for your website. Maybe you are going to, maybe your website is ready to go and you want to make an announcement. So we will be setting the broadcast here. Just click on continue. It will be sent to all the subscribers. If you have any subscribers on your list. And the idea is, again, the same. You will just put in the subject, say, we are announcing website launch, right? And website is live. Put in the preview text, edit the email as you wish, add the pictures, buttons, make sure to attach those buttons to the links, right? Make sure that looks good, test it, send it to yourself, and make sure all of the links are working. If you need to use the preview, use the preview. And then once it's triple checked, go and, excuse me, click on send or schedule an email. So Since this is, again, new account, we do not have any contacts. What I'm going to do, I'm going to click on Save and Edit Later. And I'm going to go to my contacts and just going to add, actually, no, I'm not going to add manually. I'm going to sign up for my freebie. This way I can test it and also have at least one subscriber on my email list, which is me, which most of the time that's what happens, right? We are the first ones to cheer on our businesses. All right, so this is our page. I'm going to just copy it, come back here. Another tip I'm going to give you here, and again, this is just because I'm working in the same browser. My biggest recommendation to you is to run any tests, any form submissions, purchases, anything out, that you want to test out and see what it's going to look like on the user end, to do it not in the same browser you are working or you're logged in as an admin. Use a different browser, use incognito window, different profile, but try not to use it, not to test it in the same browser. Again, I'm going to do it just for this purpose, but I'm just going to put in my name and email, my kind of work email, sign up. And also by doing this, you can test out the flow. And that's what we set up yesterday, right? And let's go back. But yeah, so when you are testing this out, try to use it in a different browser to avoid all kinds of hiccups. Okay, so now we can go to contact and click on all contacts, and we will see that we already have one subscriber. And another thing that we can see here is if you click on the name and click on the open profile, you will see that it has a tag. It's because our form, we go back to the form. If you remember, we set up automations. So on our form, we did add a tag, and we have an email, and now we have an email sequence. Okay. So where was it? Right here. So we can see that the history of this contact, we see that was an opt-in on what time and what date. And we'll see what happened next. They were subscribed. So our automation worked. It subscribed our new contact to an email sequence. And if we refresh, we also should be able to see that, just in a couple of minutes, I'll come back to it. You'll also be able to see that the first email got sent to your subscriber as well. But let's go back to our email campaigns, and that will be our broadcast. It's this one. And then when you click on Save and Continue, okay, so actually we need to go back to the recipients. We need to choose the segment who we want to send it to. In the beginning, most of your most of your recipients will be all contacts. As you grow, you will be getting more contacts because, I would say more contacts and more segments. As you grow, you will have more offers, you will have more freebies. Maybe you're gonna collaborate with other creators and segment them. It's like, okay, this person came from here, this person came from here, and maybe you need to send specific emails to this segment, right, to this group of people. So as you grow, as you have more contacts, that's where tagging comes in, so segmenting comes in, and you will be able to select specific groups. So maybe you want to send, like, say you have 100 people on your email list, and 20 of them have access to your offer. So there's 80 people, still subscribers, and they have not purchased anything from you. So maybe like you will want to select a segment where you will say exclude those who already have purchased something from you, right? And only send this email to those who haven't purchased yet. So you're maybe doing like a sales campaign and whatnot. So that's where all of the segmenting and the custom segmenting comes in. But for now, we will be sending this specific broadcast to all contacts, okay? As the event says, the email broadcast will be sent to all the subscribers, which is one right now. That's okay. Again, we're just testing this out, right? And save. Click on save. And now it will show you how many subscribers it's going to go to. And you have the option to either send it right now or schedule it. Like say you're working on this in the evening and you want for this email to go in the morning, you would just click on schedule for later and click on choose date and time, say Thursday, tomorrow morning at say 8 a.m. or 8:30 a.m. I want this email to go, and then you will just confirm. So now when you go back to the email campaigns, you will see that your broadcast is now scheduled. And it will also tell you what time. So tomorrow, November 7th, 2024 at 8:30 a.m., it will be sent out to all of your subscribers. Let's go ahead and unschedule for now because we want to do something else here. And that is a little bit of an advanced version, I would say. And this is, you will want to, again, down the road, you will want to do this when you have, I want to say a list, maybe more than 200 people, 200 subscribers, is to, this would be a A/B testing. And A/B testing is used to basically see which email headlines or subject lines are more efficient. Again, this is more for larger lists, or if you say just move to Kajabi, so you are importing your email list, so you already have the audience you're working with, right? That's where you will want to experiment. So let's just, for training purposes, create an A/B test and kind of like see what it looks like. Okay, so say we'll just put test for now, confirm, and I'll just do a quick overview to kind of show you what it is. So here, basically what it does, it creates two versions, two copies, right, of your same email. And what we're going to tweak it is the subject and the preview. And say for version A, let's just say website is live. And for version B, I want to say something like want to know a secret. And then in the preview, you will want to put something, some different things. And basically you want to test out and see which subject line draws more attention. What it's going to do after this, like the emails are essentially the same. But over here, what it's going to do, once you decide on your on the subject line in the preview, you can decide, okay, so for this test, I want 20% of all of my subscribers, and this will be 20% random. It's going to be the system just going to select random recipients, right? 20%, and you can adjust it anywhere from 10 to 25, okay? Usually it's just like 20, again, depends on your list. 25 is optimal. So they even recommend if it's less than 1,000, 25, 50. If it's more than 1,000, because this way the system will be sending more emails and will be getting more data, right? And you can choose the metric if you wanted to go by open rate or click rate. And you also determine how many hours for the test you want to kind of, how long do you want it to last? You can make it a little bit longer. Again, it just really depends on your list size. And for the fallback is basically if either it's a tie, again, this would be more for smaller lists, or it was unable to determine which one was better, right? Then which version do you want it to fall back to? So in our case, probably the option B will be more enticing in our opinion, right? But we don't know until we test it out. And but we just need to select which one just in case something happens and the system is not able to determine the winner. And then you save and continue. And then from here, it will be the same idea as the scheduling or sending right away. Obviously, I only have one subscriber. It will not let me because I need at least two. But I mean, I'm sorry, at least 4 recipients for this A/B testing. But you get the idea. Okay, you get the idea. All right, so let me just double check what else we need to cover in today's training. So yes, well, we covered what the difference between email sequences and broadcasts. We created a template today, and we know now how to reuse it. We know how to create an email sequence, whether it's a 1 email in the sequence or it's 10 emails in the sequence, how to determine or decide on the frequency, okay? Then how to send regular emails and how to use A/B testing. Again, this is, I would say this training and understanding the email marketing in Kajabi is right now, it's more on the preparation, right? In the preparation stage where I understand that you don't have an email list, you don't have many things in place. However, this is more about for you to learn how every single element in Kajabi works, okay? So this would be it for today's training. And tomorrow, we will be talking about product types. We will be talking about what products you can sell on Kajabi. We will be talking about how to decide what product you want to sell. Keep in mind your audience, what they prefer to, what you think they prefer to get, or what kind of information they like to consume, right? And also what is best also for you to create. What's, I would say, you know, just to trick your brains a little bit, what's the easiest for you to create. That again, this is it for today's training. I'm excited about tomorrow. Again, now with the new product types that Kajabi just launched in the last few months, you have way more options that we used to have, even like we had like even like last year or a couple of years ago. So this is super exciting. And again, if you haven't signed up for Kajabi yet, I highly recommend you check it out. Through November 11th, you are going to have, just a minute, right here. Through November 11th, you can get Kajabi. You can sign up for Kajabi with 50% off for your first year. And if you know, maybe you want to start slow, maybe you don't have specific products yet, or something, you know, you don't have specific product types, or you're just starting out, your email list is going to be small, you only need a few pages, then Kajabi's Kickstarter plan, which is normally $69 a month, you can get started as low as $30 for $50 per month. Even if you are going to launch in 2, 3, 4 months, it's still going to be, you're going to be saving in the long run because you're going to have that price for the whole year. You will be saving, let me do my math super quick, $350 over the next year. Okay. If you're watching this after November 11th, then just 30 days free trial is always available to you. That was it. Thank you so much for watching this. Let me know if you have any questions about this training. I know it may be a lot to cover, the tech and nitty-gritty. We just need to get through it. We just need to get through this to understand how the processes work to make our life easier in a few months. All right. Again, thank you so much. And I will see you tomorrow, same time. If you're watching this when the bootcamp is already over, just make sure to follow in the playlist. It should be accessible. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions. All right, bye now.